Okay, so have you seen those videos?
Which ones?
The ones with, like the penguins?
Oh, yeah, the ones where they bring like a pebble.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the sea otters holding hands, all cute.
So sweet, right?
Makes you wonder, right? Like, do animals really experience romantic love like we do? Is it like a thing?
It's a great question. And it turns out a lot of people are asking it.
Well, good thing for all of us, we've got some fascinating stuff to explore today.
Definitely. We've got some excerpts from a podcast that really dives deep into animal romance. Gets pretty wild.
It does. But before we go full on Disney, picturing animals singing love ballads and all,
Right.
we got to be real. We got to look at the science.
Absolutely. We can't
Yeah.
just project our human feelings onto animals, right?
Exactly. So, for starters, what even IS love? I mean, like, for humans.
Wait, that's a tricky one. Even for us humans, it's not so simple. I mean, we've got familial love, right? The love between family members.
Yeah.
Then there's platonic love, the love between friends.
Right.
And of course, romantic love, the kind with, all the butterflies and whatnot.
Okay, so a whole spectrum. But,
Yeah.
like, we use the word love for everything. I love pizza. I love my dog. I love those new boots I saw.
Exactly. So are we like putting too much human meaning onto animal behavior?
Right. When we see animals acting a certain way, are we just assuming it's love?
Well,
Because that's what we would feel in that situation.
that's the challenge. Scientists are always trying to separate those things, trying to figure out what's actual animal emotion versus our tendency to, humanize everything.
And how do they even do that?
Well, one way is through something called attachment theory.
Attachment theory. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So basically, attachment theory looks at how bonds form between animals, especially like parents and offspring.
Okay.
It helps us understand the biological basis of connection. And then there's this fascinating thing called oxytocin, the love hormone.
Ooh, oxytocin.
Right. You know that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you hug someone you care about?
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's partly oxytocin at work, making you feel all warm and fuzzy.
Okay, so are you saying animals get an oxytocin rush too? Like they feel that same love?
It's totally possible. Oxytocin isn't just a human thing. Studies have shown that it plays a role in social bonding across a bunch of different species. Primates, birds, even your dog.
So even my dog gets those warm fuzzies when we cuddle.
Exactly. But is it love the way we understand it? That's the big question. To get closer to an answer, we need to look at behavior.
Right. And speaking of behavior, some of the stuff in this podcast excerpt is mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, there's like birds of paradise, right?
Yeah.
Putting on those dazzling performances to attract a mate. Like
Yeah.
seriously elaborate courtship ritual.
Oh, yeah. Those are amazing.
And then you've got wolves mating for life.
It's like watching a nature documentary on romance, right?
Seriously. But hold on. You're saying we got to be careful not to jump to conclusions.
Right. Just because something looks like love to us doesn't mean it's the same for animals.
Okay, point taken.
Like with those wolves, for example. Their lifelong partnerships, sure, they might look romantic, but it's also, and probably more importantly, a survival strategy.
Ah, I see.
Having a dedicated partner helps them raise their pups, protect their territory. It's about making sure the pack thrives.
So, not necessarily a conscious choice driven by love, but more of an evolved behavior that benefits survival.
Bingo. And speaking of survival, how about those hand-holding sea otters? Adorable.
Oh my gosh, yes. But why do they actually do that?
So they don't drift apart in the current while they're sleeping.
Oh, wow. Practical A&D, heartwarming.
Right.
Okay, I get it. Instinct plays a big role.
Hey.
But come on, what about swans?
Yeah.
They're like the symbol of lifelong love.
Ah, swans. Their fidelity eye is pretty legendary. They often form pair bonds that last for years.
Years.
But even with swans, there's more to the story. Research suggests that if their nesting site gets disturbed, messed with,
Yeah.
their divorce rate actually goes up.
No way. Swans getting divorced.
Well, not exactly divorced, but they split up.
So their bonds are strong, but not always unbreakable.
Exactly. It seems those practical considerations, like a good nesting spot, play a big role.
Fascinating. Okay, so we talked about birds, wolves. What about primates? Any juicy love stories there?
Oh, definitely. How about bonobos?
Bonobos, okay.
They're known for their super strong social bonds.
I've heard they're pretty affectionate.
That's putting it mildly. They use physical touch and interaction like all the time. Not just for mating, but also to strengthen relationships, resolve conflicts.
Wow, bonobos are like the masters of social harmony.
Right.
But okay, with all these examples, how can scientists be sure what's genuine emotion and what's just pure instinct?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And there are some brilliant minds out there trying to figure it out.
I bet. Any examples?
Well, there's Dr. Franz de Waal, for instance.
Okay, I've heard that name.
He's done some groundbreaking work on primate empathy. His research suggests that primates might actually be able to understand each other's emotions on a much deeper level than we ever thought before.
Whoa, that's incredible.
It is.
So maybe we'll never fully get inside the minds of animals and know what they're feeling, but the research is getting us closer and closer.
Absolutely.
Okay, so for the average person, right, scrolling through their social media feed and seeing all these cute animal videos,
Yeah.
what should we keep in mind?
It's all about responsible interpretation. Enjoy the cuteness, the funny moments, the heartwarming stuff.
Yeah.
But always remember what looks like a kiss to us might mean something totally different to them.
So true.
Don't jump to conclusions based on just our human perspective.
Right, right.
Instead, let these little glimpses into animal behavior spark your curiosity, make you want to learn more.
Exactly. Like you were saying before, there's a whole spectrum of love out there. And maybe, just maybe, animals experience it in ways that we're only just starting to grasp.
And isn't that such an exciting thought? It reminds us that there's so much more to discover about the natural world, about the amazing creatures we share this planet with.
So true. So here's a final thought to ponder for everyone listening. If animals can form these deep, meaningful connections, show empathy, even seem to mourn when they lose someone, does it really matter if we call it romantic love the same way we do for humans? Or is it more about recognizing and respecting the depth of their connection, no matter what we label it?
That's a powerful question.
It is. So keep exploring, stay curious about the world around you. You never know what amazing things you'll discover.
I completely agree.
And that's it for today's deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See you then.